The Lebanese army began deploying to the southern coastal city of Naqoura as the Israeli army withdrew, the US and Lebanon said Monday. Israel has already pulled out of two other southern towns, Khiam and Shamaa, since the ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel went into effect over a month ago. Both Israel and Hezbollah agreed to pull their forces out of southern Lebanon before the end of January, which will be secured by the Lebanese army and UN peacekeepers. The phased withdrawal of Israeli forces from southern Lebanon is going according to plan, US envoy Amos Hochstein said on Monday, but he did not confirm whether the pullout would be completed within the 60-day limit under the ceasefire conditions. The Lebanese army released video showing its military vehicles driving in Naqoura. After the deployment is completed in Naqoura, specialized units will survey the area to remove unexploded ordnance, the army said, urging residents to avoid the area and follow army instructions. The deployment coincided with a meeting of the committee overseeing the ceasefire agreement in Ras Al Naqoura, which is home to the headquarters of the UN peacekeeping mission. The meeting was attended by Hochstein, who arrived in Beirut on Monday. Hochstein helped broker the ceasefire that ended the 14-month war. A main road in the provincial capital of Quneitra in southern Syria was blocked with mounds of dirt, fallen palm trees and a metal pole that appeared to have once been a traffic light. On the other side of the barriers, an Israeli tank could be seen maneuvering in the middle of the street. Israeli forces entered the area, which lies in a UN-patrolled buffer zone in the Golan Heights that was established by a 1974 ceasefire agreement between Syria and Israel soon after last month's fall of President Bashar Assad. The Israeli military has also made incursions into Syrian territory outside of the buffer zone, sparking protests by local residents. Residents say Israeli forces have demolished homes and prevented farmers from going to their fields in some areas. On at least two occasions, Israeli troops reportedly opened fire on protesters who approached them. Residents of Quneitra, a seemingly serene bucolic expanse of small villages and olive groves, say they are frustrated, both by the Israeli advances and by the lack of action from Syria's new authorities and the international community. Renata Fastas said Israeli forces had raided local government buildings but had not so far entered residential neighborhoods. Her house lies just inside of the newly blocked-off area in the provincial capital formerly called Bath City, after Assad's former ruling party, and now renamed Salam City. She said she was afraid Israeli troops may advance further or try to permanently occupy the area they have already taken. Israel still controls the Golan Heights that it captured from Syria during the 1967 Mideast War and later annexed. The international community, with the exception of the US, regards it as occupied. Fastas said she understands that Syria, which is now trying to build its national institutions and army from scratch, is no position to militarily confront Israel. But why does no one in the new Syrian state speak out about the violations happening in the province of Quneitra against the rights of its people, she asked. The United Nations has accused Israel of violating the 1974 ceasefire agreement by entering the buffer zone. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said troops will stay on until another arrangement is found that will ensure Israel's security. He was speaking from the snowy peak of Mount Hermon, Syria's tallest mountain known as Jabal al-Sheikh in Arabic, which has now been captured by Israeli forces. An Israeli official, who spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to comment on the matter, said the military will remain in the area it has taken until it is satisfied that the new Syrian authorities do not pose a danger to Israel.
أول ما سقط النظام ب8 الشهر فاتت الدبابات الإسرائيلية وأخذوا مثل ما شايفين مبنى المحافظة، استولوا عليه. طبعا فاتوا كذا مرة على مدينة خان أرنبة، على الدوائر الحكومية بقلب مدينة البعث، ما فاتوا على الأحياء السكنية بس كثير جاوزوا خطوط، وصلوا تقريبا لنص البلد. فنطلب انه نحن نفهم ليش هالانتهاكات عم تصير، هل هن رح يرجعوا؟ ليش ما حدا عم يطلع ويقول بالدولة السورية الجديدة الانتهاكات اللي عم تصير بحق محافظة القنيطرة، بحق الاهالي، وحتى لو كان عددهم 20 و30 عائلة، هدول عائلات سورية لازم نحن على المقلية نعرف انه انطردوا من بيوتهم، وين قعدوا، وين صاروا، كيف تعامل معاهم الاحتلال. فاكيد نحن يطلع بيان رسمي بالاهالي القنيطرة يفهمون الوضع.
قال أنا صديق، قلت أنت عدو ما أنت صديق. لو أنك صديق ما بتفوت بهذه الطريقة. بعدين إن إحنا ما بنقرر الصداقة، لا أنا ولا أنت، في قيادة سياسية هي اللي بتقرر الصداقة.
لا كويسة كويسة.
انه ما معنا شيء، لا سلاح ولا معنا شيء، بيدينا طلعنا من هون بس لابسين وعينا وما معنا شيء يعني. فلما قربنا عليهم كثير بلشوا يقوصوا علينا على الصعيد.
إحساسنا أكيد إحساس يعني احتلال يحتلك بأرضك، فاضطرينا أن ندافع بأجسادنا صدورنا العارية حتى يخرجون. وأنا كنت أتمنى أن ابني يكون شهيد وأنا أكون شهيد وأخوي يكون شهيد، بس إنه يستقروا في مكاننا هذا الشيء لا يمكن. ونحن كدولة الآن تركها النظام المجوسي صفر، نحتاج الآن إلى بناء دولة. يعني غير مستعدين الآن كدولة الآن أن تفتح حروب مع الدول الأخرى، لكن نحن نطالب يعني أن يكون هناك حل لهذا الأمر.